Good night, everybody. I just loading up the page on the laptop so that I could see the comments, because I only see selected people comments. Good night. Respect to you too. Have a positive night yourself, whatever you're doing home, if you're home. Good night, Neil. Jumo and Son, good night. Sweet Shan, thanks for the follow. Good night. So, alright, let's have a good bit of people in here. What I wanted to talk about is marijuana and psychosis. First things first, doctors do say that like prolonged periods of marijuana use could cause psychosis. Coming from someone who has smoked for a very long time, since the age of 16, it was a bit unreasonable for me to think and to accept the fact that marijuana is what was causing my psychosis. However, it was easy for me to accept that during psychosis, I would abuse marijuana, causing my pressure to drop and for me to respond in unreasonable manners. Because every single time I went into the hospital, there was like your pressure real low. And I never understood why, because I would eat, I would drink, I would function like normal. But if I am in psychosis and I smoke a shit ton of marijuana, my pressure drops, right? THC doesn't work in your brain when you're going through psychosis. And I hope enough people who could like be in contact with people with psychosis or people who have psychosis are listening. While you are in psychosis, the THC doesn't affect your brain in the same way. So you're going to smoke 10 times more than you would usually smoke in order to get high, and will just make you sick. Like I said, it will cause your pressure to drop, and as someone who is suffering with psychosis, you can't afford to have your pressure dropping. Yeah, I wanted to say that. I needed to say that. Because a lot of people messaging me and they're saying that their family member, that like it is only go on with them when they smoke a lot, but they don't realize that they're smoking a lot because they're trying to get high. But I'm here to say you need to stop trying to get high when you're in psychosis, because it's not going to work. No matter how much weed you smoke, you're not going to get high. You know when to smoke? Right after a stressful situation, or in the morning when you just wake up, or at night right before you go to sleep. Some people just have to smoke right after they eat. I'm one of those people, right? So after lunch or whatever the case may be. But don't smoke when you're having a manic attack, please. It will only make it worse, and you'll lose your mind, and they'll take you away, and nobody wants to be taken away. So since I got that off my chest, if I could turn down this, yes, I could definitely turn it down. Sorry, I hope I was actually hearing that. You know, seeing my live. Good night, Andy. Thanks for joining the live. What do you mean they wouldn't know when they're having a manic attack? So you think it's possible to be talking and acting different and walking around and unaware? The person is right there. If they tell you, they forget everything that happened. I'm telling you they lie, because we talk about it in sentence. So everybody just relate their story of what it has went on, why they come to sentence from beginning to end, like a parable. We know when we're going into psychosis. If I start to go into psychosis now, I will know, alright, it's not to smoke a weed, it's to try, drink some water, and go and sleep. And that's the only thing you can do if you're not on medication. Sleep. Don't allow yourself to be provoked by people. If people provoking you, then I understand it will reach to a different level. But don't allow yourself to be provoked. Even if you're feeling irritated for absolutely no reason, you hold your corner and you go and sleep. You get up in the morning. If you get up in the morning with the very same symptoms, or if it is you can't sleep through the night, you will definitely have to take an emergency tablet. Or you will have to relax until it's time to go to the clinic that week, go and take a shot. It's about self-control. Once you learn to control and relax yourself, and I know, like, to some people it might sound dumb to say control and relax yourself, but I know what I'm talking about when I say control and relax yourself, because you got cuss from now until thy kingdom come, but just don't touch nobody, just don't break nothing. Don't give them a reason to put you nowhere. Some people can't take cussing. If you really feel to cuss, go inside and cuss. Go outside and cuss. You understand? It's about self-control. It's about awareness of yourself. And that's what I'm trying to teach with this whole 1 year of being on the tablet, and then 1 year, and then coming off of it after that. It's to be able to control yourself, be able to understand yourself, be able to feel your emotions. And all of that you'll be learning day by day, week by week, month by month for 1 year. Hi, DJ Ron. Thanks for agreeing with me. If I feel like I'm losing weight from the symptoms, no, I am fasting. I haven't eaten for the past 18 days. I've been drinking and stuff. I trying to get small. I was a twig, and now I have a butt and I have boobs and thing. I know it's because I'm getting older, but it's weird to me. So I just want to go back. I'm fasting for other reasons too, but one of the main reasons is I just want to be tiny again. If the person that did this to me was held accountable, they're gonna ask me this every night until like I make something and pay it on my profile. I don't like to use the word karma because I'm not Hindu, but the concept of karma, it ran its course. I don't know if it's still running its course. That's what happened to him. Everybody, thanks for the follow. So many names I can't pronounce. How are you? I'm fine. Thank you very much, Josh. How are you, Josh? Petty? Okay, I don't know. I had a French tattoo artist who said petit pet means fat. So every time somebody call me petty, I just remember her saying that as fat in French. And I'd be like, don't call me that. Don't call me that. But I know you're trying to be cute. I know you're trying to be cute. Pet is already cute because my name is Perpetua. So pet is already cute. If these symptoms make me tired or feel like I'm losing energy, yes. But it is come and go in waves, right? So how I used to try to explain it to myself, because it's actually feeling like a different force inside of you, right? Like something actually sucking the vibes out of you. Right? So I used to explain it to myself, it's like my soul is leaving my body for some queer reason and not coming back tonight. So I need to go and sleep because I'm feeling this drain or this lack of my soul. Now that is, don't take that in any kind of terms. If it resonates with you, that's just what I mean. Right? And that's not actually what was happening. That's just what I thought was happening. Right? So it is leave you feeling drained. It is leave you feeling like you're really missing something for real. That's why I'm saying drink water and go in your bed. It's not going to be every night. It's not going to be every night. I swear. Just on those times that it's feeling real intense. That's my advice. And another thing is you shouldn't be having symptoms if you're taking medication. If you're taking medication and you're having symptoms, you are taking the wrong medication. And you need to go back to the doctor. You need to be responsible enough to say, this is not working for me and I want to try something that is working for me. Okay? I was very reluctant because, like I told you all a few nights ago, they tried to poison me with Risperdal. I lost my period. I got a womb infection and nothing was going right with me physically. So I had to take the responsibility of saying, okay, this is not working for me, and then try something else, and then try something else. And then when I realized that they gave me, one day when I finally went to the clinic, and not the clinic, when I was about to be admitted the last time, the guy that went with me, that was like my friend at the point in time, he told them the things that I was telling him. So they completely changed the injection and they gave me that. And instantly the voices were going on. I was like, oh my God. Okay. I think I could do it. I think I could do this. And I was thinking that in St. Anne's for that last time, and that was the shortest time I ever spent in St. Anne's. It's because I was able to stand up and tell the doctors, okay, this is working for me, that wasn't working for me. I'm going to continue on this for such and such period of time, and etc., etc. You have any advice, anything like that? You have to be intelligent when you're inside there. Or else you will just get trapped in the system, and it will just take over your life. It will take over the people around you. You'll be consumed. You'll be a patient for the rest of your life, and that's not cool. You know what I'm saying? Well, no, I'm not. Josh, I can't answer everybody because the comments going real fast. If this is something in the music industry, well, at a point in time, I used to think that it was because I was in entertainment that I used to feel like people was watching me in order for a higher purpose or something like that. But then I meet people who not in entertainment, they probably just talented or whatever the case may be, and you know, they from the hood and they experience the exact same thing. So it's not something in the entertainment industry. It's not something exclusive to the entertainment industry. It just so happens that a lot of creatives does go through it. And I don't know why, I wonder in mine does attract those types of things, but it does. If people violent in St. Anne's, no, it have big strong nurses and big strong nurses and attendants who will grab anybody who is acting violent and put them in a little tiny cage and inject them every couple hours. So no, that don't normally happen. Everybody is afraid of getting the injection because he is turned into a total zombie. And they don't give you one. So no, that violence thing don't happen. People just cuss each other. So you will get a girl standing up and saying, I'm your mother so and so, and with it thing, and yeah, but you ain't gonna get violence. If St. Anne's is a caring place, patient camaraderie is at a high level. So once you find somebody who share your storyline or share similarities in your storyline, that come like your best friend in camp for the next 2 weeks. Or some people, let's stay up to 6 weeks. I never stay more than 2 weeks. Right? But it had times I went back and I see people who was there from the last time before, and I was like, yo, what you still doing here? It used to always puzzle me, like, why are you still here? But some people actually in there for life. But yeah, friendship and stuff, it real nice amongst people in St. Anne's. Some people is be kind of weird. Like even in St. Anne's, it's have weirdos. It's have people who don't want to be around nobody and want to stay by themselves and acting out and that type of stuff. It's have that. So it will have the little clips, and then it will have the odd man out. And it will have like 1 or 2 real nice nurses who will talk to you for a whole 15-20 minutes when they're not really allowed. Or they will play music for you if you like music and you want to dance, or you just want to hear music and music not really allowed. They will play music for you. It have real nice nurses and thing too. But then it have some not so nice people. But them not so nice people, other people, they say that is because of how long they in there, and like people that they had end up coming back or dying or them kind of things. So they just lose touch with the humanitarian aspect of it. I know it can be a real sad job. I just try to empathize with people on all levels. So like I had experiences where people shout at me and sing, and I just like, okay, start to cry like a baby because that's how I am. And I forgive them like the next day because I realized, okay, this other patient was bothering them, or whatever the case may be, and you know, now they just lash out on everybody, and I just happened to be the person who was there. Mental illness is not satanic. Somebody's saying, please inform Trinidadians that mental illness is not, it's real and it's not a satanic thing. It is not a satanic thing. I have a video saying the devil really not looking for you. But I had to say this, the FBI not looking for you and the Illuminati not looking for you either. I will make a video about that because I thought it was actually happening. Trust me. So I understand where you're coming from. But and I'm talking to patients when I say that, right? So I understand where patients coming from. But people who outside, who watching something like that and thinking it's demonic possession, or they have some loose screws because all they're not being logical. Okay? You ever see a demon? You ever get attacked by a demon? Want to make that person so special that demons attacking them? Think logically and you'll be able to help more people. If you think shit, then you will do stupidness, sorry for my language, and you will cause people to damage themselves mentally because your mind is a real powerful thing. Okay? Okay. I would be a great advocate for mental health and awareness. I'm practicing. I like to know what it is I get myself into before I approach any kind of authority. So I'm actually telling you all the things that I know. And if you all ask me something that I have no idea about, I'll admit to you all that I have no idea about it and I'll research it. But unfortunately, if I don't understand it and I can't relate to it, I'm not going to bring it back to all it. Because I'm not going to bring the big words that don't make a difference in your life. And I'm not going to do that to people because it don't change anything and it don't help anything, right? So yeah, I'm practicing to be an advocate. I plan to do this for the year if my TikTok stay alive and I don't get banned or anything like that. Plan to do this for the year, and then I'll present whatever findings I have to the authorities. Probably get a little NGO, take my piece of land, probably put a building on it. See if I could open a rehab and make a difference. I am only 32, so that plan could take me into my 50s. So I'm feeling confident about that. I also like to do what I used to do, which is to interview people, and I want to get back into interviewing people because I have this way that I like to get into the minds of people and expose things about them without making them look horrible. I like doing that. I like coloring people rose-colored. Simba James, I'm going to question you so much. Okay, if I spot one of your questions, I'll definitely answer it. Hi, good night. How are you? Shania, I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for asking. Hello. I'm good tonight. Can you do me? What do you mean, do you? Do I know what is did? What is no? I don't know what is DID. What is DID? Thanks. Yeah, I had a great weekend. Today was my mother's birthday, so it was like a cool little time, you know. I had to see my mother smiling and saying, and my daughter eat cake and all of that. So it was a cool day. I wanted to go beach yesterday. One of my friends set me up yesterday and was like, he going beach. And he would camera beach, and I was like, alright, vibes, dog, I will go in beach. And he never friggin' come. He said that's how he get caught on the port or some shit, so. I will definitely tell my mother that you said happy birthday, Cartel with a C. How is my mental health? JJ, my mental health is good. I am not having any skewed thoughts. I'm not having any racing thoughts. I'm not having any extreme belief systems. Yeah, that's all I can think of. I'm not having any extreme belief systems, and those are my symptoms. I'm not expressing love in a extreme fashion, and I'm not stalking people. Like, when I say stalking people, I used to want to do like coverage of celebrities and things. So I used to sit down for a while and see like what they post. And if I used to want to listen to the other stories, I used to go through their pages, see what they post, write it down, and like come up with a story. I have stories posted on Instagram that I used to do for celebrities and that type of stuff. It was a dud because at the end of the day, I don't have any connection to those celebrities out there. The ones here would make more sense to talk about, but they're more private. So somebody would have to be, like trusted in order for them to get to know them or allow the public to get to know them. If somebody, who have the influence see me and decide that they want me to be that person, I definitely welcome that into my life, because I admire Oprah Winfrey. I think she's a real amazing woman. I real admire her story, and it has resonate with me in a way where it's like I would love to be doing what she does do. Well, what she used to do. Now what she doing now. Right now she have a network television and all of that heavyweight and stuff that wouldn't apply to me because I'm from Trinidad. And like if I have a team is a difference. But if I do that by myself, I don't want to. I'll be doing that into my late 70s and that kind of thing, and I don't want to do that. That's dumb. But yeah, so that's what I want to do. When did my mom realize something was mentally wrong with me? I will have to ask my mother. I tell earlier I would do a video with my mother, but I want to talk about certain things before I do the video with my mother, because I want her to understand certain things about me first before she sit down and start to cry on the video, because in rehab they ask her a question, she cry. Coming home they ask her a question, she cry. Here for clinic they ask her a question, she cry. So I just want to explain the story to her before she cry again. I don't want to scroll back up to see any old questions, but like if I didn't answer your question, you could just ask it again. Good night, Rasta boss. Yes, my mother is very emotional. I'm my mother's only child. My father has a brood of children, and my mother only has one piece of child. So she didn't like that. She didn't like that very much at all. Alright, Olena asking any questions, so I'm going and repeat what I said in the beginning for the people who now come. If you are suffering with psychosis or mania, or you know anybody suffering with psychosis or mania and they smoke marijuana, I would like you to let them to know that while you are in a manic episode, you do not smoke marijuana. You will not feel high, and it will cause you to smoke more marijuana, causing your pressure to drop, sending you straight to the psych ward, because you know what happens when your pressure drops. If you know, you know. Okay? So yeah, I wanted to repeat that again. I'm good, Pa. How are you? Somebody listened to my interview with Taurus Riley. Oh my gosh. I remember that like the back of my hand. I remember, okay, not really Taurus, but Sizzler, right? I do Sizzler like a couple nights later. And I remember I thought I offend Sizzler because I asked him about the Shake Up Your Nana song now. But here what it went on, When I was in secondary school, I used to really love Sizzler. And I used to listen to his music all the time. And I had a best friend who, like, she was obsessed with Sizzler. So she had real Sizzler music. And it was real conscious music. And then just so boom, in the middle of school, is Shake Up Your Nana, show me that you wanna. Yeah, I was like, what? Where that come out? Like, we know we get that from Beanie, we get that from all the rest of them. Why you doing with us? We just actually sit down and jib to your music. We don't smoke and thing, but we just jib to your music. How you gonna do with that? So when I get big now and I start to interview people and I get a chance to interview Sizzler, my mind was like that. I need to ask him. I was like, so what is influence that song? And he was like, he watched me. He was like, well, sometimes with with management and making things possible and influence is after. And I was just like, dog, I can't believe he gave me a corporate answer too. Why can't I just say you get a little caught up in the system? Like give me the answer I want to hear. Give me the conscious answer I want to hear. You get caught up in the system and you do it, fall a little rank, and then you realize it didn't sound right, so you went back. You understand? But he's a real cool guy. He ended up telling me to read the Keys of Solomon. That's how I end up reading the Keys of Solomon. That book real bad if you want certain levels of knowledge and understanding. And I'm not against knowledge and understanding earlier. I just find some people that take it too far and it's caused them to go mad. So I don't want to ever I wouldn't sit down here and do a whole conspiracy theory page, because that will send some people into serious psychosis. Hi, good night. How all this happened to you? If you go to my page, you will see that I was drugged and I got drug-induced psychosis. It was a drug that I never took before, and I wasn't aware of the fact that I was being given the drug. It was also mixed with alcohol, and yeah, so it triggered something in my brain, and then after that, I got extremely sensitive to things like stress, substances. Stress and substances, and it caused me to go to the psych ward repeatedly until I blinked and I cured my brain, according to what's his name? I can't remember his name, but it doesn't matter. I didn't blink and cure my brain. I took medication for a year. I got back to myself. I practiced a lot of things that I knew before, like cooking, reading, simple things. I learned how to do them again, and now I'm off medication. Do I smoke? Yes, I smoke every day. Thank you, Chris Marie. I'm hoping that being honest will help a lot of people, because it's frustrating knowing that the people that's supposed to help have no idea what they helping, you know. So like, and I searched for it all over the place and I couldn't find it nowhere. Somebody just talking about what went on without any shame or any embarrassment, and I couldn't find it. And I'm sure doctors can't find it either, because patients don't tell the truth all the time. So yeah. If I could explain the blood pressure thing. If you go and you research what happens to your body when your blood pressure drops, right? Imagine that level of fatigue on someone whose brain is strained, right? So you have no blood pressure, you have no ability to circulate any kind of movement in your brain. You could end up in that whole paralysis stage. You could end up walking backwards. You could end up contorting your body. Your head starting to twist all over the place. You're shaking because of nerves. You're twitching, your foot kicking up. That blood pressure drop thing, it's not cool. And the walking backwards thing, I don't have a full explanation for you. I never get a full explanation from a doctor, but that is what has happened when you do it. I walk backwards down this whole hill all the time. I was like, what? While it was happening, I was like, why can't I turn around? Nari, I had a shake bad sometimes. A emergency Clopixel could fix that. So if you have a stash of medication, and like just so you start to shake and you don't take that medication all the time, I know people always have a whole stack of pills somewhere, right? You can take an emergency Clopixel and it will stop that shaking one time. That's the next thing too, like being able to treat yourself like that, like according to your symptoms, it's a little freeing, you know, so that you're not to reach to the limit and end up in the madhouse. Yes, it has affected my ability to be in healthy relationships, because I feel empathy for the world. I feel empathy for people and for causes. I feel empathy for my daughter because she's a child and she don't have a certain level of understanding, but I don't feel the attachment I used to feel to people, so it affects relationships. Somebody, you send it back now. I was trying to read your name and it just come down.
Bobby at 20 days. Good night.
Good night.
You looking real nice tonight.
Thank you.
What's your name?
You fuck out
So that was the journey life to say I look nice.
Huh?
That was the journey life to say I look nice.
I
But I
wouldn't
hear
tell
your
you
friend
looking
say
nice.
it.
Huh?
I hear your friend say it.
Yeah, well, he like Rasta gives.
Serious, as not girl, this group of audience, some little boys.
How old is?
I'm 32.
He is what?
32.
And I is 28. What's so little about me?
You little compared to me.
Huh?
You's a baby. I could have changed
So
your
wait,
pampers.
since when age matter?
It
Age
doesn't
don't bring
matter.
wisdom.
It doesn't matter.
Age don't
but
bring
you tell me
wisdom.
that you
Age don't
like
bring
me.
wisdom.
Tell me
Once
that
you
you
cross
like
the age of 18, you're considered as an adult. Okay? So age
Alright,
don't matter. From the
I
time
hear
you're
you.
18, you're clocking from anything go straight up.
I hear you, right?
Anything.
But I was still
Like a
call you
little
a
boxing
baby.
match now.
Huh?
Like a little match now.
How you do that? I don't know how to do it.
Just accept it. Lovely. Lord, one time we ain't playing. One time. Like, top it up. Or like, just top it up one time. Let me get this thing and show you. Just top it up one time. She now tell him about age. I tell her she age don't matter.
Age does matter with certain things. You can't like somebody.
45 already? Like bad legs, boy.
What?
63? Like bad legs. How much people you have on your life?
I don't know. I think like 179.
I hear bad legs, but I feel I done after this. I coming off live. I done.
So where's the concept of this? You wanted to like beat me or something?
I done. Good, I can't take that bad legs tonight. I too much legs.
Alright, good night.
I bad legs.
How did you get off?
My friend here, he like, yeah, he's stating. He like the blush and thing.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Yeah, the blush. How old do you think he is?
He look like in his 40s.
In 40s, Bobo class. In the 40s, Bobo. So imagine.
I don't know where they come out on. I can't get them off. I don't know how to get them off. Give me some instructions. Come off the thing now. You don't get your legs.
Just top it up, top.
You're on a mission.
I can't afford to lose tonight. Just top it up, Ole. Just top it up. Well done,
okay, look, he
ladies and
he getting through with what he wants to do.
Bang, bang, yeah. She does look, I swear to God, she does look real good. Yo, all I see this one falling one time. Yo, bro. What? 36 now. Let's top up the life one time. Top it up. Whoa.
You just get money from this?
Much love. Thanks a lot.
What show you hosting? You hear how he getting on? I hate to hear how they get on. So on a live.
And I hear
I say I hate to hear how they get on. Live about tap and all kind of thing.
So you want we take it on?
What do you mean normal? Just function normal and people would do
look
what they
you
want
getting
to
gifts
do.
and things. Look you getting gifts.
Well, because it's unnormal.
Appreciate. That is the most
thank you very much for the. I don't know what is happening.
See, look how you getting on. Look how you getting on. Thank you very much. Lord, nah. My car afford to be losing. Top of the line. Top. Thanks. All big up yourself one time. Big up yourself one time.
Cut him off. You tell him to cut him off. Now tell him how to cut him off.
Yo, big up yourself one time. All go follow him up. One time. Yo, top of the life, man. 400 for me. More winning. We're gonna run down the road naked now. More winning. Yo.
Son.
Yo, thanks a lot.
You needed to get.
Huh?
Did you get what you needed to get?
Of course! I got
Very good.
what
I'm
I
going to come
wanted.
off and come back on live, right? Because I don't know how to get rid of here.
Huh?
I said I'm going to come off and come back on live because I don't know how to get rid of here.
No,
Okay?
but wait, why you wanna get rid of me? Because you know we
Because
having
the
a
people
fun
on my
time.
live, we was talking about something and all they wouldn't understand what we was talking about and all of them.
So
still
wait, why
asking
you so think that we wouldn't understand?
All right, fine. You can
You
hush
think
with
we
the
that
tongue,
immature?
You can hush with the tap in your pussy.
Okay, if you don't want to hear me, you could go on and carry on your conversation, and all I could do is just mute you like normal.
Yes. I'm
Yeah.
going to come off the live because you're distracting me, right?
I not
But enjoy
distracting
your
you, I not
night
that
and
nice,
I'm glad you get where you come for, right?
I'm not giving she a hard time, but you know, if she wanna come off, she could come off.
All right, good night. Enjoy your night, son.
Yeah, you wanna wait until the time are done too?
What?
Wait until it's done, that one. Just wait until it's done.
That why I actually forget what you want.
All I can do for me is just do me the favor. Wait until the 13 seconds done.
It finished?
Woo! My win. 700 jaja, thanks.
All right.
Lord, my win. That's one. Lord, thanks a lot, bro. Thanks a lot.
All right, bye-bye.
You see my win?
Yes, I see you. Congratulations.
Bye-bye. Enjoy your night, right?
Bye-bye. You too.
Have a blessed night.
You too.
Alright, so I went disconnect, right?
Yeah.
You don't need to end your life.
Okay. Sorry. I'm sorry for anybody who international. That's just the way our kids just behave. And yes, he's a kid to me. Right? So I'm gonna get vexed with him. Sorry. Yeah, I'll soon figure out the TikTok thing. I'm not worried. Somebody like, what the fuck just happened? I don't know. Yeah, kiss and sing at the end. And he all in mother milk in his face. Watch me with my hard self. Anyway, right. Sorry. I'm holding up fine. A lot of things over the past few days have become very therapeutic to me. People have reached out to me to offer certain things that are like considered therapy and they want me to showcase it to you all. So I'm doing, a little bit better with like every day that pass. It just getting a little bit easier and a little bit easier. And that's how life's supposed to work. So I really appreciate it and I welcome more of that in my life. How long I had this in my head since October last year. For my birthday, I went and I put it in my hair. It's 12-inch extensions, and now it's probably like 14 inches it's probably about 14 inches. I put in 12-inch extensions. Thank you for... Yes, I'm a Libra. I find Libras real sweet. Like, girls now, like, they just so... Yes. The fellas, there's lie. That way they get that thing about the Libras is lie. The fellas is lie. But don't take my word for it. Hey, look, somebody offering to do lock work. Angie from school. Vibes, you just do that because I swear none of my ass I ever lock myself. Like the front of my hair, I just like it to be open like this because I don't want to lose my hairline and I find ours look better. I find ours look like a little lion with my hair like a mane. So that's why I just leave the front of my hair messy. But all inside here, girl, I just really lose them parts and I can't help myself. So if you can help me, I would really appreciate that. A lot. How long did I take to know myself again? To know myself, I would say not know myself, but be myself, because I never forget myself, right? I always knew who I was and I always knew what I wanted to do. So I like never lose sight of that. But I lose myself in that, like certain things that I grew up knowing how to do, I wasn't able to do. Certain dishes that I used to make real nice, I couldn't make them. You understand? I couldn't time the stove. I couldn't estimate ingredients. It's like, I know that might sound petty and stupid to certain people, but to somebody who doing it all the time and then all of a sudden you can't do it, is like, you know, that take a year. A year to, well, I'd say after the 8 months, after about 8 months, I was good. But I do it for a year, I practice it for a year, and yeah, it take a year. And for the past 3 months, I just cruising. If it's possible to fall back into psychosis, yes, it is. It's very possible because it's a lifelong diagnosis they give to you. Even if you had drug-induced psychosis, your brain has been affected, and what you could do is continuously do things that you know and you have researched that can help your brain, right? As long as you keep trying to train your brain, it will come back to you. So it's possible to remain healthy, but you always have to be on the lookout for an episode. Oh, Sally said I rock. Thank you, Sally. Thank you for acknowledging my video with your sound. Oh, vibes. No, I read Twist Nation with he little wine. Yes, he little front wine. He little front wine. It had no waste in the wine, even though it had no gill there. You understand? I watch your wine. I watch your wine. You was missing a gill in your video. How long I was sick for? 3 long years. 3 long, excruciating, sometimes fun and beautiful, but long, dismal years. How can viewers support my cause? Well, last night a lady messaged me and she was like, she sent money through Western Union, right? You could send money through Western Union, you could send money through MoneyGram. I'll be very transparent and like accountable for the fact that, all right, this is how much I receive and, you know, this is where I went, and you'll be able to see that here. So if you're willing to do something like that, you could message me and you could send wherever. Like, I don't have no amounts or anything like that. The smallest amount, I will take it. And, you know, like, that's how you can contribute. And thanks for your question, because you give me an opportunity to say that. Thank you very much for your sentiments. You see, when people compliment you, it is be like such a, you know, like in today's world, it's such a nice, refreshing thing. Like, I doesn't be able to say anything but like thanks for your sentiment, because like it's more say like somebody else want to join my life, but I'm not taking chain up this time. So no. So yeah. Yeah, it's more the fact that they're thinking to say it to you, like, oh my gosh. I think that's the same person trying to join the live. Hi, good night. I'm trying to see if all your action. Thank you very much for all the blessings and all of that. I appreciate it very much. And good night to everybody. How do you get through to someone who, okay, to someone who is in diagnosis, you have to be kind of silly, because when you're mad, the easiest thing to get through to you with is comedy, jokes, heights, right? So let's say I have a friend or a family member who's like insects in my skin, and I know they don't take coke, and I know it's not coke bugs and them kind of thing. I'm trying to rest on my phone now earlier. I know it's not coke bugs and them kind of thing, and I know it's psychosis and it's causing them to itch, right? I'll be like, yeah, dog, all of a sudden these fucking bugs, and I will start to itch too. You understand? After I start to itch and they watching me itch, they will be like, but wait, something really wrong here then. So I have to take it on, I have to watch myself. And then you'll see them actually watching themselves to see if that is what's going on. Or you ask them a question like, you know, like, what make you believe that? Instead of, because people just get so freaked out by psychosis that they just want to make the person feel comfortable and agree with them. You can't agree with them. Don't agree with me if I go in fucking mad. And you know I going mad. That's deceit. You're deceiving me because I really believe what I'm saying. And if you confirm what I'm saying, you're going to make me believe it more and slip more into psychosis. So you had to be real silly, Gil. You understand? Especially if they're in denial. Laugh at them for certain things. Even though it's sad, find a way to laugh. And let them see it. Let them ask you why you're laughing. Share the joke. Try it. It's have no way for me to stand up. My phone don't want to stand up and the battery dying. I don't want to take this as a sign to come off live. I'll go and find something to put my phone on. I will eventually buy a stand to put my phone on. I had one in the studio, but I don't be there anymore. So yeah. This is getting annoying. Right. Right. Don't fall. Hi, Michael Alex, who's in New York from Trinidad. In an island, them say come home. Everybody's supposed to be here. They're not supposed to be out there. I'm kidding. Stay where you are. How to get through? Well, she asked several times how to get through to somebody who is in denial. I just tell her, be silly about certain things and tell them frankly, but tell them in a joking kind of way. Because if you aggressively tell them, you'll just trigger a fight or flight response, and they will look to get defensive, and they will start to hide certain things from you. So if you have an open mind about it and you jolly about it, and I'm telling it to be fake right now, I don't condone being fake, but I'm telling it to be fake because the person in a fake world, right? So you're being fake for a cause. If my episodes affect my appetite, yeah, it's had a time I went a week without eating, without knowing it. Right now I'm fasting, but it's had a week when I just catch myself and I was hungry. And like mommy and them used to bring food, the food pile up in the corner there. What I throw for the dog, I throw for the dog. What I had it like bottles of soft drink, emptying out the soft drink. Well, cups, no bottles, cups of soft drink from like KFC and thing, and emptying it out. And realizing, oh shit, like I nibbling on one piece of chicken for like 4 days and thing. So yeah, it used to affect my appetite. How long will it take to heal from hearing voices after getting pills? When I take the pills, I was still hearing voices. Clopixel is the only thing that stopped the voices for me. CLOPICC is the abbreviation for it. Clopixel. That's the only thing that worked for me. And the voices stopped immediately. It didn't take a while for it to stop. As soon as I get the injection and they rub it in, it was like whoop, and silence. I remember hearing a last sound and I didn't hear anything after that. And I haven't heard anything since. No, I don't hate the person that put me through this. And I forgive him several times because several reasons I had to forgive him. Several different things he do me several times. He chain up my head and that kind of vibes. But I forgive him all those times because at the same time I was watching him going through a lot of hard times. So it's like I was actually seeing somebody suffer for what it is they do to me right in front of my face. And I didn't see it appropriate to apply more pressure to the universe. I actually wanted to buffer it at a point in time. Like I started to feel sorry. I was like, why so much bad things happening to you? No, I'm not in a relationship with him. And I was never in a relationship with him because it was always like a, what call it, a friends with benefits kind of thing. That was like my best friend that I used to jam because I never used to jam nobody else. Yes, he got his karma. If I have to rate to 10 on being healed, I will rate myself a 8 because I am still living with my mother and I am not financially stable. So I can't be considering myself a 10 when I haven't achieved the things that are like there are no fruits of a mentally well mind for me to show. So once I develop fruits again, then I will call myself a 10. For now, I am an 8. Yeah, hate bread, hate banana, anything with flour, hate. Um, yeah, that's about it. That's about it. That's about it. That's the only thing that like I started to get like food aversions. Can't really eat that since that happened. If I think I'm fit to work, yes, I do think I'm fit to work on something that I could use my mind doing. I can't do physical labor right now because, well, I mean, I went to school to avoid doing physical labor and I don't really want to do physical labor. I don't want, okay, if I'm working for somebody already, I don't want it to be a hard job. Because I don't have somebody to report to. And then on top of that, it's hard work. It's not hard work for me, it's hard work for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that. Oh, somebody was like, I make good music. Thank you. Thank you. I had a very good producer, Money. If you ever heard of it, it's located in San Juan. So I had a good producer with my music. So I think that's why the music was good. Teamwork makes the dream work. Fuck. Right. Hi, somebody said nice to see me live. Thanks, it's nice to be live. What's my relationship with my daughter? Well, okay. I grew up with a mother who I wasn't like physically close to, but mentally we were close. So I would always be thinking about her. She would always be thinking about me because you would see it in like the little things that we do, right? I want to have a relationship with my daughter where we physically close, but as she grew up, she never saw that with me and my mother. So she developing a little, teenage attitude coming on where she don't want to be as physical anymore. it's sad, but accepting the fact that, you know, she getting older and I'm learning who this new person is, because it's not the same child that was, you know, running around just the other day. This is a 12-year-old with like thoughts and ideas and starting to think, being influenced by hormones and all that type of stuff. So I'm learning. My daughter is 12. So I'm learning how to deal with my daughter and how to treat with my daughter. I think we have a pretty good relationship where we could talk about anything. But remember, I still learning this person because she's learning herself and developing herself. Live your life 80. Well, I'm very glad that I was able to make a huge impact on your life. And, you know, like, I hope it was a positive impact. A cousin who started smoking, but years after he started tripping. That's what I was saying earlier. It's have doctors who just say that prolonged use of marijuana just cause you to actually trip off. So I'm not gonna doubt it at all. I just know in my case what the trigger was. Thank you, I'm getting help. I appreciate the fact that you're getting help. That's very important. Very important. And don't ever take help that making you uncomfortable. Okay? If I ever resented myself, yes. I was so pissed. I used to call myself stupid because every choice I was making was like the dumbest choice I could possibly make. Like, you know, I had enough money to stay in my apartment for a few months and find a new job and all of that, but I take all my money and went and like checked my teeth because I thought like something was in my teeth and a chip was in my brain. So I went and do like certain medical exams. I went and get glasses, you know, like it was a lot. I need glasses, so that was important that I was wearing glasses. That was a good thing. But everything else, because I had gone to the dentist before, I didn't need to spend that kind of money. You understand? Like, I didn't need to make them kind of stupid decisions. I didn't need to cut off my hair. You know, I didn't need to do those things, but I was just compelled to do them. So I get vexed with myself plenty times, but I forgive myself too, because if I never had made some of those decisions and like make certain leaps, I'd never actually find myself in certain places. Like, I would never get to try a lace front wig for the first time if I didn't cut my hair. And a little, I'll show you a time, I had like a little curly bust down with a center part. It was cute, you know. I was a dougler for a while. It was very attractive and I liked it. So I got to try new stuff, you know, and yeah. I was glad that I made some of those decisions. I get to meet new people from different walks of life that I would have never usually meet because I would have never put myself in the position to be around them, or I would have course off on them because, you know, and I'm not talking about criminals because I know about criminals my whole life. I'm talking about people in weird positions and people in like taboo spectrums. That's what I'm talking about. No, I don't take medication. Thank you, TikTok. Vibes, I appreciate it. If I was in Cuba 2 weeks ago, I was in Cuba. No, I wasn't in Cuba. I was in Chaguanas about a month ago. That the last time I went on that side. I wasn't in Cuba. Yes, I still smoke every single day. Yes, I'm not worried that I'll be going back into that state. I'm prepared to go back into that state. But I'm living a life going back into that state. the way to help spread the journey is to just like it and watch it and share it to your Facebook, share it to your Instagram, share it to your stories, that kind of vibe. You know, get more people to come to the page, and then it could grow from a page and I could take it off the internet and probably make a foundation or something. I would like to give myself to humanity, you know. So it's a cause that, I mean, it have a reason it happened to me, so I don't mind championing the cause, you know. So I want to give myself to this sector of humanity for that reason. You know what I mean? My relationship with my other friends, well, in that year that I was taking the drugs, contact with any of my friends. I was just with that one friend who helped me get into St. Anne's, and I spent the year with him and his little brother, and you know, it was that kind of vibes. But I didn't have contact with any of my friends, like any of my wild friends. Once or twice, my best friend, who we did the bender, she came. Once or twice she came, but I didn't have contact with my friends. That's why I tell you, it's a stress-free environment. You have to be in a stress-free environment. You have to be in an excitement-free environment as well, because excitement is another thing that's trigger you off. You know, like party vibes and that kind of thing, it will trigger you off. I didn't go to my first party until this year. Early this year, I went to this thing that Nelly Katoy was performing at, the thing that they see her getting on real bad on the stage for. I can't remember. It was Fire Fest. I think. I can't remember. But I went that. And I was fine. You know, I felt comfortable. I was a little nervous before I went because I thought the crowd would excite me. But when I got there, it was fine. And I was like, yo, I could do this shit. The first sign I would look for that I may be falling is I'll start to think about things that I have no reason thinking about. And I'm not talking about mythical things. I'm not talking about anything like that. I'm talking about, like, I might wonder if, you know, the Prime Minister receive messages from other Prime Ministers and he able to handle the pressure of implementing those rules and he not stressed out. Like, I was had to think about people. I was had to empathize with people on a grand specific level. I would get real mushy. So that's when I know, okay, Perpetua, you're starting to slip into psychosis. Something is going on with you. You need to relax yourself, you know. You need to exercise a little bit, sweat a little bit, something like that. Michael Alex would like to be my friend. Thank you, Michael. You can message me. And I have people who in my inbox and they want to get to know me. I put in my life on social media. You know how annoying it is for you to come and ask me what's my favorite color? No, I don't go to church. Exactly. Your son is going through the exact same thing as me. Okay, well, I'm sorry to hear that your son is going through that. You can message me and we could talk about, like, what exactly going on with your son. If he's going through a lot of the same symptoms that I talk about in this early stage, like he not hearing voices yet and that type of stuff, then it's something you can definitely nip in the bud right away. Something where it reaches the point of hearing voices and having extreme beliefs and doing things like running the road and that kind of vibes, it would take a lot more time to heal. And by a lot more time, I'm just still talking just a year. Right? Yeah, she could definitely take her son to Pembroke clinic, but anyway, no, but she could definitely take him to the clinic. If it's normal to interfere with people, yes. I have a Muslim neighbor and a Christian neighbor. And I was living in that shack over there. And they used to be on the road. and I would come outside and I would be like, you're not a real servant of Allah. You're doing XYZ or whatever the case may be. And I'll tell the Christian one, you're not a real follower of Jesus Christ because XYZ, y'all are all hypocrites. You're calling yourself these names and y'all are not that. Just live normal and stop pretending. I was real concerned with that kind of shit. Lah. So I was antagonizing the neighbors for no apparent fucking reason. Sorry for my language. You know, I was just irritating people because of what I know about them and how it bothering me. At what age was I diagnosed? I was 27 years old. No, I was 28 years old when so I had a blur from age 28 to age 32. No, to age 30. That was like a blur in my life. A little fog. I didn't even notice that I turned 30. I don't want to, I'm saying sorry for my language because I don't want nobody to report me and to get banned from TikTok. So that's why I apologizing. But I guess if everybody here normal, I know they're not going to report me, I'll appreciate that very much because I mean, I now get back something again and it wouldn't feel nice to lose it again because I lose a lot. And I'm not trying to make nobody sad, so just be normal. What does cause it? There are lots of different reasons that could cause schizophrenia, psychosis, bipolar. You could have genetic reasons, as in somebody in your family already had it and it's engraved in your brain as genetic makeup. So at a certain point in your life, you will have that break and, you know, reality wouldn't be reality anymore. You can, according to people that in the life right now and according to doctors, you can be on a substance for a very long period of time and the substance could cause a change in the chemical balance in your brain, causing mania, and thank you very much for the rose, causing mania and schizophrenia. You can be drugged or laced, which is the case with a lot of people. The shock of drugs, and bear in mind when I say this, I'm not trying to encourage anything. Drugs aren't innately bad because they weren't created for bad. They were all created to induce certain emotions within people, and if they are taken responsibly, then those emotions and feelings and stuff will be released. Okay? When you abuse a drug, that's when you take it overboard and, you know, all of a sudden you've gone. But like I was saying, being laced is like a jump scare. Because if I had known that I was about to take Molly, my body would have I would have already been nervous. So I would have increased my heart rate. Alright? I would have said, okay, I had to eat something first because I'm about to take this real gnarly drug. You know, like, rock on, dude. I'm going to eat first because I'm not going to feel hungry after. I would have drank a lot of water because I didn't drink much water that day. Right? And I wouldn't have mixed it with alcohol. So if I had taken that drug knowingly, I probably wouldn't have gotten to the point that I got to. But because I was unprepared and because lacing is such a jump scare, my mind broke because of it. So yeah, lacing can also cause it. Head injuries can cause it, like being in a car accident or getting a concussion or anything like that. Any trauma to the brain. Some people are born with autism, and certain autistic people have psychosis. Well, what? I don't want to sound no way when I'm saying this, but if you ever met someone on the low end of the spectrum, they growl, they attack things, they act like they're hearing voices, they act like they're seeing things, and that's on the low end of the autism spectrum, right? So they experience certain forms of mania and psychosis as well. 6 years is a very long time for your son to be living like this. The first thing you have to do is find medication that works. Okay? I don't know how old your son is, but you have to find medication that works. And once you find medication that works, you're able to train yourself back to health. If you're not in a state where you're able to learn and function, then you'll just be hooked on the medication for life. And you'll be going in and out of psychosis because the medication does not working, and you'll be in and out of reality because it's going to keep you in a daze. No, I don't hear voices. Since I took the medication for the first time, I don't hear voices, and I am now off medication for 3 months, and I don't hear voices. I am not on any medication. The medication I was on is called Clopixel. Clopicc is the abbreviation for it. Clopixel is usually a once monthly shot, but when I took it for the first time, within 3 weeks it wore off. So they started to give me once every 3 weeks. So I was going back to the clinic every 3 weeks for the entire year. Thank you very much for that compliment, that I could be a doctor. He's only 26. Alright, well, he's still very young, so it have like a lot of time for him to bring himself back. You need to, as a parent, you need to I don't want to tell you too much of your business on live, but you see things like his goals and his aspirations. You need to develop those things with him before you actually take on this year program, because part of it is getting into things that is interesting to you, because it don't make no sense you're learning things that's not interesting to you, like how they want to carry out in a farm for rehab, and you're in a farm learning how to plant corn, and you probably like, you know, building, I don't know, furniture. You probably like building furniture, and they have you out in the yard planting corn, and they calling that rehab. No, we have to figure out what he's interested in, because remember, his mind is playing with him right now, and his mind is capable of doing a lot. So you find out something to focus him. Once you have something to focus on, it helps the days to go by a lot faster, because you could spend whole day obsessing over that one thing, and it's not dangerous to you, and it's not dangerous to anybody else. I think your name is Mackenzie. Thank you very much for your sentiments. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. If I stop the medication on my own, well, I started the medication on my own, so I stop it on my own too, yeah? Thank you very much, Carlo, for being proud of me. I appreciate that. Well, you see, Rain, you're telling yourself he has to just stay on the medication. That's because you're satisfied with the quality of life he have on the medication. Don't, like, let people grow old and resentful, that, like, you force them to stay on something for long. So make sure it's something he comfortable with. Yeah, gaming is good for mental health too. I know a mental health patient who just play for like 24 hours, dog. Well, a line, he's take breaks and thing, but he's play whole freaking day, and he end up finding this site where he could play and watch ads for money. So he just get money while he playing. So that's like a good thing to investigate. If you're playing game whole day, it is good to like just check out like those little ad things that you could watch and get money while you're gaming. And he's from Trinidad, so it's possible in Trinidad. If I see myself getting into a relationship, no, I do not. Thank you for your continuous love and healing, Alicia. I appreciate it very much, and I return it to you. You deserve it. Yeah, gaming definitely does occupy the mind. Thank you very much, Alex Duku, for the rose. I appreciate it. And the laptop just died. Okay, y'all. So somebody's like, finally some local positive content. Ole, thank you very much for listening tonight. I had fun speaking with you all, and I'll come back on tomorrow night, I guess, and we can talk some more. Good night.